The Moss family is known for their exceptional beauty, which has been passed down throughout the generations. Their good looks have not only made them admired by many but also brought them significant wealth. The eldest son, Okus, is an internet sensation with millions of followers. He is famous for his charm and is regarded as a love guru, helping men impress their crushes. Their father, Pekar, was once a notorious heartbreaker who dated over 1,200 women before meeting their mother. As for their mother, her striking masculine features and a noticeable mustache make her stand out as unique. But the youngest son, Kulin, is the most attractive of them all. However, unlike his family, Kulin's extreme handsomeness has made life difficult for him. He wishes he were just average looking so he could lead a normal life. His appearance drives women into a frenzy. They faint, pull their hair, get nosebleeds, and act irrationally at the sight of him. Because of this, Kulin avoids public spaces, rarely leaves the house, and has been homeschooled his entire life. He has never experienced a genuine conversation with a girl and spends most of his time alone, talking to his pet fish and playing cards with it. His family, watching him through a hidden camera, grows increasingly concerned about his isolation. They want Kulin to experience life as a regular teenager and try everything to encourage him to go out and make friends. Okus often shows Kulin pictures of girls, hoping to set him up with someone, but Kulin isn't interested. He insists that he is only attracted to girls who don't like him for his looks. He wants to be appreciated for his personality and interests instead of his appearance. When all their efforts fail, the family devises a new plan. They decide to fake financial troubles to guilt him into attending school. One night, Kulin overhears his parents dramatically discussing their financial crisis, claiming they can only afford scrambled eggs for breakfast. Feeling responsible for their supposed struggles, Kulin decides to start going to school to ease their burden. His announcement the next morning brings joy to the family, but they are surprised when he insists on enrolling in an all-boys school. Although disappointed that he won't be interacting with girls, they are happy to see him take a step toward normalcy. Kulin's first day at school is eventful. Okus drops him off on his bike, but Kulin decides to wear a helmet all day to hide his face. Unfortunately, his plan backfires as the helmet attracts even more attention. He quietly sits at the back of the classroom, hoping to go unnoticed, but the class bully City and his gang single him out. When the teacher enters the room, she is startled to see a student wearing a helmet, as she orders Kulin to remove it immediately. Reluctantly, he takes it off in a dramatic fashion, revealing his stunning face. The next scene shows the teacher being carried out on a stretcher, having fainted and suffered a nosebleed after seeing Kulin. The other students complain to the principal that Kulin is too handsome to attend the school. Overwhelmed, Kulin tries to escape but is tripped by the bullies. They drag him to the storeroom and introduce themselves as the Tig Attack, a gang of 3 led by City, the principal's son. To ensure Kulin complies, they assign Kibo, a quiet student who has been a victim of their pranks, to guide him. Kulin, however, decides to report the bullies to the principal. Despite knowing the principal is unlikely to act against his own son, Kibo accompanies Kulin to the office. So the principal is worried because his son refuses to graduate. Since the principal insists that Kulin and Kibo follow the bullies' instructions, that evening, Kulin and Kibo agree to complete the bullies' tasks the next day to be free of their demands. Kibo is the first person to show kindness to Kulin, not because of his looks but because he genuinely cares. Though the day doesn't turn out as expected, Kulin feels happy to have found a true friend. The next morning, Kulin and Kibo visit Beam, an all-girls school. The girls at the school have strict rules about not letting unattractive boys onto the premises. When they see Kulin wearing a helmet, the entire school insists he take it off. In a dramatic moment, Kulin removes his helmet, causing chaos among the girls. Some faint, others start bleeding from their noses, and a few act possessed. Videos of the chaos go viral on social media, showing crying, fainting girls. By evening, Kulin becomes known as the guy too handsome to handle. Amanda, the most popular student and a model, hears about him and is immediately interested. She feels Kulin is the only boy who can match her beauty and status. Determined to win him over, Amanda decides to impress him. The news of Kulin's looks spreads rapidly, drawing crowds of girls to his house. His family begins charging fans money for house tours, much to Kulin's dismay. Watching his family profit from his popularity, he feels betrayed. Things worsen when tourists accidentally kill his beloved pet fish. Distraught, Kulin hides on a rooftop to escape the madness. There, a girl approaches him and asks if he plans to jump. Kulin is shocked to see she doesn't faint or have a nosebleed upon seeing him. The mysterious girl leaves without saying much, but her presence lifts Kulin's spirits. Later, Kulin calls Kibo, who takes him to his home. Kibo and his grandmother warmly welcome Kulin, offering him a place to stay. While exploring Kibo's room, Kulin notices 2 rare collectible playing cards and gets excited. They discover they share several hobbies, including a love for card collecting, which strengthens their friendship. So the next day, Kulin and Kibo return to the all-girls school to find the mysterious girl from the rooftop. While searching, they meet Amanda and give her some files related to a prom proposal sent by City. Amanda pretends she isn't impressed by Kulin's beauty, but the moment he leaves, she has a severe nosebleed. Kulin also spots his crush the girl from the rooftop, but the other girls block him from approaching her. Over the next few days, Kibo and Kulin spend a lot of time together and become best friends. One afternoon, afternoon, Kibo invites Kulin to play futsal, a regular hangout spot where Kibo hopes to meet his crush, Rere. After the game, Kulin notices the girl from the rooftop working at a nearby shop. He stares at her in amazement until Kibo walks over and introduces her as Rere, his crush. Kulin realizes she's the girl Kibo has been talking about all along. Seeing how close Rere is to Kibo makes Kulin feel jealous, a new and confusing emotion for him. That night, Kulin struggles to sleep, unsure how to process his feelings. Remembering that his brother Okus is a self-proclaimed love guru, he decides to seek advice. So the next morning, Okus is overjoyed that Kulin finally wants help with romance. Kulin forgives his family for exploiting his popularity, reasoning that without their actions, he might never have met Rere. Keese takes Kulin shopping while giving him tips on how to impress Rere. Though Kulin tries to follow the advice, he realizes Kibo knows Rere much better than he does. Despite this, Kulin refuses to give up on his first love and resolves to win her heart. One afternoon, Amanda visits the boys' school and hands Kulin an invitation to her birthday party. Along with the invite, she surprises him by giving him a phone as a gift. Later that day, Kulin, Kibo, and Rere head to a karaoke session together. During the outing, Kulin is thrilled to sing a duet with Rere, but he notices that her attention is entirely on Kibo. This realization hits him hard, and he begins to suspect that Rere might have feelings for Kibo too. Feeling uneasy, Kulin confronts Rere when Kibo is not around. He directly asks if she likes Kibo. At first, Rere denies it, but Kulin decides to test her by lying that Kibo is interested in Amanda. Her reaction, disappointment, and silence confirms his suspicion. That evening, Kulin calls Amanda and asks her for a favor, which she gladly agrees to without hesitation. So the next day, Amanda's birthday party is in full swing, with several guests gathering to celebrate. When Kulin and Kibo arrive at the venue, Amanda greets them warmly but seems more interested in talking to Kibo. She even pulls him aside for a private conversation, leaving Kulin feeling uneasy. Shortly after, Rere arrives at the party, only to see Amanda and Kibo interacting closely. Feeling hurt and upset, she runs outside. Kulin, seizing the moment, approaches Rere and confesses his feelings for her. However, Rere gently tells him that she has always seen him as a good friend and nothing more. Disheartened, Kulin realizes that his plan to manipulate the situation has failed completely. So meanwhile, a group of bullies at the party notice Amanda's interest in Kibo and, driven by jealousy, attack him. Kulin watches the scene unfold but is too scared to step in and stop them. After the incident, Kulin brings Kibo home and, with the help of his grandmother, tends to his injuries. Seeing his best friend in pain makes Kulin realize the gravity of his actions and the hurt he has caused. The next day, Kibo surprises Kulin by giving him a rare card from his collection, something Kulin had always wanted. Consumed by guilt, Kulin decides to confess everything to Kibo. Kibo is shocked and deeply hurt by Kulin's betrayal. He tells Kulin that if he had known about Kulin's feelings for Rere, he would have stepped back. These words only make Kulin feel worse about his actions. Kibo then asks Kulin to leave his house, and without protest, Kulin complies, knowing he is at fault. Kulin disappears for a month, during which he avoids everyone and isolates himself. So when he finally returns home, his family is overjoyed to see him, but Kulin remains distant. He locks himself in his room, struggling with his emotions, and avoids talking to anyone. So his mother becomes concerned and approaches him one night with his pet fish, a symbol of resilience. She assures him that the family only wants him to be happy, and even offers to let him return to homeschooling if that's what he prefers. Moved by his mother's support, Kulin realizes that he still has people who care deeply about him. Determined to make things right, he decides to fix his relationship with Kibo. The next morning, he meets Rere and tells her everything that happened. So then, he approaches Kibo to apologize. Although Kibo is reluctant at first, Kulin mentions Rere, prompting Kibo to express how much he loves her. Unknown to Kibo, Rere is listening to their conversation over the phone, thanks to Kulin's plan to help them reconcile. So this act of sincerity mends the friendship between the three of them. A few days later, they all attend prom together. Kibo's date is Rere, while Kulin goes with Amanda. By the end of the evening, Kulin and Amanda are crowned prom king and queen. During the celebration, Kulin overhears a girl remark that he is only mildly handsome. Strangely drawn to her, he approaches her, hinting at the beginning of a new chapter in his life. Subscribe for popcorn. We are racing towards 2,000 subscribers.